Money Vikings, welcome back. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're doing everything you can to increase your wealth and health out there every day, one little step at a time. That's all any of us can do. We're all going through things. Everybody has challenges, but the whole goal and mission of our Money Vikings YouTube channel and our blog is to help you live a life of true wealth, which is health, wealth, investing, collectibles, family, friendships, etc. To that end, today's topic are 7 inflammatory foods that we should avoid at all costs. So, just like in investing, it's the same thing with health. Sometimes it's not only about what we do, but it's sometimes what we avoid doing, what we abstain from doing, things that do damage to us. So, just like with our investing and our wealth building, there are huge things that create a lot of damage, right? Racking up way too high of credit card balances that can't be paid off every month because of maybe a shopping addiction. A lot of damage done there. Failing to automate investing into a 401k or IRA plan. A lot of damage there over time. Buying way too expensive, way too fancy of a car and having some crazy car loan that's $1,000 a month if you can't afford it. Okay, those are big things to avoid doing in order to set yourself up for success. So same thing goes for health. So you can see this picture here of this, sugar. You can go to truewealth.moneyvikings.com. You can also, if you get a chance, buy us a coffee. We don't make too much money off of all this, but we want to put this content out there so it helps us keep the channel going and help support us in all of our efforts. So here, let's get right into it. 7 inflammation foods to avoid at all costs. We talk about the Money Vikings approach, which is pretty straightforward. We look at a holistic way of building wealth. It's not just about, the easy part is automating investments into a 401k and forgetting about it, but there's a lot more to it. So let's get into it. So first of all, why is chronic inflammation bad? First, it's important to understand that the inflammatory response is a natural response when the body is protecting itself or healing itself, right? But the problem comes when we're doing things that create chronic inflammation, persisting for a long time. That's what chronic means. That's linked to many diseases, right? So you've got heart disease, cancer, diabetes, all kinds of problems, joint problems, etc., that are linked to chronic inflammation. They're probably going to find that there's even more over time. So here are the 7 foods to avoid. So number 1, sugar. We all know too much sugar can lead to high blood sugar levels, which can trigger inflammation. It's important to limit the intake of sugary drinks, desserts, and processed foods. So again, everything about moderation here. For me personally, I don't deny anything. I don't say no, absolutely no to anything, because that seems to make things worse. But if I can just sort of manage the amount and make it a small amount. But for some people, they're different. Their psychology is different and they know what sets them up for success. Some people have to swear things off completely, and it's just a patent rule that they will never have, some crazy sugary thing or added sugar. But also be careful about what sugar is added to things. You have to look at the packaging on foods, because a lot of things add sugar for no reason except to sell more product. Number 2, trans fats. So by now we should know that trans fats are gnarly on our body and our system and cause major inflammation. I think they were invented in order to increase shelf life for products that can sit there on a shelf for a long time and be sold. So they were invented for kind of a capitalist model of selling products and having them sit a long time. Really bad for our body. So again, fried foods, baked goods, snack foods, anything with trans fat, I completely say no and just deny myself, do not eat it. Omega-6 fatty acids. So while omega-6 fatty acids are an essential nutrient, we do need some. Too much of them can contribute to inflammation. Foods high in omega-6 include vegetable oils like corn, soybean, sunflower, fried foods, and processed snacks. So for me personally, I try to ensure that I'm balancing with omega-3 fatty acids. That's the good stuff found in salmon, tuna, olive oil, etc. And that actually tends to decrease inflammation. Okay, red meat. I like a little red meat every once in a while, and I'm always about anything in moderation, but we don't want to overdo it. So it's high in saturated fat, which can contribute to inflammation. It's important to limit our intake of red meat, opt for lean protein like chicken, fish, plant-based proteins. I always try to go for those if I can. refined carbohydrates. So foods high in refined carbs, white breads, the pastas, the rice. I love pasta, but can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, which can trigger inflammation. So always go for the whole grain options. Alcohol, of course, is another one. Drinking too much alcohol can increase inflammation in the body. It's important to limit our alcohol intake and drink in moderation. Sure, there's some research that points to some minor health benefits of a couple of glasses of wine each week, but this must be managed appropriately, as we know. And the other thing I would say is artificial additives. So we got to check the packaging. There's so many things at the grocery store. I don't even call them foods because I don't even think they're real food, but there's so many packaged things and they tend to be really inexpensive. And they have all kinds of names on them that you can't even pronounce. You don't even know how to pronounce them. They look like alien planets or alien species. You don't even know how to pronounce them. So to me, that's a red flag. If I can't pronounce the thing and I have no idea what it is, to me, that's not even a real food. That was cooked up in some lab in order to make the food addictive or look pretty or sit on a shelf. Really bad for our body. So none of this is healthcare advice. We always remind you of that. You got to see your own healthcare provider. Definitely do that. See a nutritionist. But these are just other ways that we are trying to build a life of true wealth with our wealth, health, family, etc. I'm a big fan of the Mediterranean diet. We do have a YouTube that does an overview of the Mediterranean diet, so check that out with a video. And of course, there's lots of other resources that can be checked out all over the place. But do see your healthcare provider. This is not healthcare advice to anyone. Hey, if our content adds value to your life, that's the whole point. We're trying to add value to your life. We're trying to make you wealthy and healthy, as strong as you can be. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. And everybody take care and see you on the next one. All right. Have a good one. Bye.